I'm a pilot, a first officer for a major commercial airline. My job is a series of complex, highly regulated routines designed to ensure one simple thing: that a 100-ton metal tube full of people gets from one point on the globe to the other without failing out of the sky. It's a job built on checklists, on procedures, on the cold, hard, verifiable data that feeds into the dozens of screens that makes up a modern cockpit. I trust my instruments, my life, and the lives of my passengers all depend on that trust. But last night, that trust was shattered. And now I'm sitting in a hotel room, 1,000 miles away from home, thinking about what I have witnessed. It was a routine red-eye flight, a 6-hour haul across the country, the kind of flight pilots both loved and hated. The skies are quiet, the passengers are asleep, but the deep, soul-crushing fatigue of flying through the dead of night is a constant, creeping enemy. We were at our cruising altitude of 37,000 feet, somewhere over the vast, dark, empty heart of the country. The autopilot was engaged, the plane a steady, silent ship, sailing on an ocean of stars. The captain, a veteran with 20 years in the left seat, was quietly working on a crossword puzzle. I was doing my usual scan of the instruments just when my eyes were tracing the familiar, comforting glow of the displays. That's when I saw it. On my primary navigation display, the screen that shows our position, our route, and any other air traffic in the vicinity, a single new icon had appeared. It was a perfect solid green dot, the standard symbol for other aircrafts. But it had no call sign, no altitude information, no speed data. It was just a green dot. And it was located about 10 miles directly behind us, on our exact flight path. "Hey, Captain," I said, my voice casual. "You seeing this traffic on your display?" The captain didn't look up from his puzzle. "Nope. Screen's clear. Probably just a ghost. ATC hasn't called anything out." Now, ghosts or phantom radars returns are not uncommon. A bit of atmospheric interference, a flock of birds, or just a software glitch. They all create a temporary false target that can create that kind of green dot. They usually flicker once or twice and then vanish. But this one wasn't flickering. It was a solid, steady, and it was matching our speed of 500 knots perfectly. "This one's not fading," I said, a little more insistently this time. "It's been there for a solid minute. 10 miles, 6 o'clock, matching our speed." The captain finally sighed, put down his pen, and leaned over. He looked at his own identical navigation display. It was, as he'd say, completely clean. And then he looked at mine. "There's nothing there, kid," he said, squinting at my screen. "Not a thing." "Your display must be on the fritz. Run a diagnostic." I stared at my screen. The green dot was as clear as day. I looked back at his. It was empty. I looked back at mine. The dot was still there. A cold, strange feeling, a prickling of deep fundamental wrongness began to crawl up my spine. I am telling you there's something on my screen, I said, my voice tight. He gave me a look, a mix of annoyance and paternal concern. Look, I see your screen. It's blank. You're seeing things. You're tired. We've been flying for 4 hours. It happens. Just run the diagnostic and get some coffee or something. He went back to his puzzle, a clear dismissal. But my eyes were glued to my screen. The small dot was still there, 10 miles back, a silent, impossible companion in the night sky. I ran the diagnostic. The system came back clean. No errors, no malfunctions, no nothing. I kept on watching it. For 10 solid minutes, it stayed in the exact same spot, maintaining a perfect 10-mile distance. A part of my brain was still trying to find a rational explanation, a unique, localized software bug maybe, affecting only my display. Yeah, that had to be it. I finally broke my gaze. I had to make a routine radio call to the next traffic control sector. I looked away from the screen for no more than 10 seconds. I keyed the mic, made the call, and then my eyes snapped back into the navigation display. The green dot was now 1 mile away. My breath hitched in my throat. I didn't just gasp. I made a small, choked, terrified sound. It had crossed 9 miles of empty space in 10 seconds when I wasn't looking. Captain, I whispered, my voice strangled with a croak. What now? He said, not looking up. It's here, I said, my voice trembling. The thing, it's 1 mile behind us. He finally looked up, his face a mask of pure, unadulterated annoyance. For the last time, there is nothing. He stopped. He leaned over, looked at my screen, and then his eyes went white. The dot was now much larger on the display, and it was there. He could see it now too. What the hell is that? He breathed, his crossword forgotten. He grabbed the radio, his voice now sharp, professional. Center, this is flight 1138. Do you show any traffic at our 6 o'clock? Approximately 1 mile. We have an unidentified target on our scope. The reply from the controller was calm, but I could hear the faint undertone of confusion. No, 1138. Our scopes are clear in your vicinity. You're the only thing we see for 50 miles in any direction. The captain and I stared at each other, the same cold, terrifying realization dawning in both our eyes. This thing, whatever it was only visible to us. And then I understood. With a clarity so sudden and so horrifying it felt like a physical blow, I understood the rule. It only moves when I'm not looking, I whispered. The captain stared at me. What the hell are you talking about? When I saw it before, I explained, my eyes now locked on the green dot on my screen, not daring to look away. It was 10 miles back. I looked away to make a radio call, and when I looked back, it was here. It only moves when I'm not watching it. It was the most insane, childish, playground logic thing I have ever said, but it was the rule from a horror movie, a video game. An angel? A weeping angel. Don't blink. But in the cold, sterile logic world of my cockpit, it was the only explanation that fit the data. The next hour was the longest, most agonizing hour of my life. My eyes burned. My neck ached. I could not look away. The captain handled all the communications, his voice tight with a tension that I'm sure the controllers on the ground could hear now. He kept glancing at me, then at my screen, his face a pale, sweaty mask of his dim cockpit life. It's still there? He'd ask every few minutes. It's still there, I'd reply, my voice dry, rasp, my eyes watering from the strain. I tried to be clever, I tried to use my peripheral vision to look at the other instruments, but the moment my focus shifted, even slightly from the center of the screen, I could feel it, a subtle, almost imperceptible lurch in my stomach, a strange dizzying sensation of movement, of space being compressed. The moment my focus snapped back to the small square of a dot, that feeling would stop. But I couldn't keep it up forever. My eyes were on fire. They were so dry and strained that the screen in front of me was starting to blur. The glowing green dot swimming in a haze of my own tears. I can't do this, Captain, I finally gasped, my vision wavering. My eyes, I have to rub them. Don't you dare, kid, he hissed, his voice a low, desperate command. Don't you dare look away. But it was too late. My body betrayed me. I rubbed them, and it was a long, slow, agonizingly tired rubbing as I am trying to regain my focus, my eyelids feeling like they were made of steel. When I opened my eyes, the screen was clean. The green dot was gone. A wave of profound, shuddering relief washed over me. It was over. It had vanished. I had won! I had won the world's most terrifying staring contest. I let out a choke, hysterical laugh. It's gone, I said to the captain, my voice cracking. It's gone! The captain didn't reply. He was staring straight ahead, through the cockpit window, his mask a pure, abject terror I had never seen on any human being, let alone this grizzled and frappable veteran. First officer, he whispered, his voice unnervingly calm. What is that above us? I followed his gaze up through the top window of the cockpit, and I saw it. We were flying under an ocean, a living, breathing, impossible ocean where the sky should be. And floating in that ocean, what the hell is that? It's a colossal bulbous body, blotting out the stars. Was a creature of impossible scale. A squid? An octopus? A squid the size of a mountain. Its skin shifting, iridescent tapestry of colors I had never seen before. Its tentacles, each one as thick as a skyscraper, drifted lazily in the void, tipped with what looked like hooks of polished obsidian. And at the center of its great fleshy head was a single, vast, intelligent eye. A golden reptilian orb the size of a football stadium, and it was looking down at us. We were a tiny, insignificant minnow swimming under the belly of a leviathan. My mind simply broke. I stared, my mouth agape, unable to process the sheer cosmic, Lovecraftian horror of what I was seeing. And then I rubbed my eyes, not believing what I am seeing. Just a normal reflexive one this time. When my eyes opened, it was gone from above us. It was now in front of us. It was just there, filling the entire windshield. A solid wall of shifting alien color and a single vast golden eye that filled my entire universe. The captain screamed, a raw, terrified animal sound. I just sat there, frozen, waiting for the impact that would annihilate us. I rubbed my eyes again, and it was gone. The sky in front of us was empty again. The stars were back. I looked at my navigation. It was clean. The captain was hyperventilating, his hands shaking so violently he couldn't hold his pen. Did we just... He couldn't finish the sentence. Yeah, I think we did, I whispered. The rest of the flight was a silent, terrified ordeal. We landed the plane on autopilot, our hands too shaky to trust with the controls. We did not speak a single word to each other. When we got to the gate, we just unbuckled, grabbed our bags, and walked out of the cockpit, leaving the plane to the next crew. I'm in my hotel room now. It's been hours, but I can't stop shaking. The captain's in the next room to me. I can hear him through the walls, talking on the phone to his wife. His voice a broken, trembling thing. I don't know what we saw. I don't know what the rules are, but I know this. There are things in the sky, in the deep, dark, empty spaces, and they have their own rules. And last night, I played a game with one of them, a game of hide and seek at 500 knots at 37,000 feet above. and I'm so afraid that it's not done playing with me. I'm so afraid that I might see it again.